In the heart of our digital age, our smartphones often double up as lifelines. Apple's iPhone, leading this charge, boasts the Emergency SOS feature, a potential lifesaver when you are in dire straits. Does this feature come in handy in remote areas? The iPhone SOS works in remote areas via satellite connections on iPhones 14 and 15 as well as the 14 and 15 Pro models. The SOS function provides emergency assistance, text messaging your emergency contacts, current location and updates when your location changes after SOS mode for a limited time. Emergency preparedness and backup plans are vital. As you venture into uncharted terrains, distances vast and cell towers sparse, the emergency preparedness technology significance of this feature magnifies. Not merely a technological marvel, the Emergency SOS champions the crucial aspect of emergency preparedness in today's world. The specifics of iPhone SOS in remote areas. Emergencies in remote locations come with a sense of isolation. Your shouts echo into nothingness, and cell towers seem galaxies away. But with the iPhone's Emergency SOS feature, your phone endeavors to pierce this isolation, trying to forge a link via satellite. When regular cellular connectivity abandons you, the iPhone leverages satellite networks to cast a wider, albeit more limited, net. It's your digital flare in the vast expanse of wilderness. This game-changing feature, however, has specific requirements. To access the Emergency SOS via satellite, you need the latest gadgets in Apple's arsenal, iPhones 14 and 15 as well as 14 and 15 Pro models. Moreover, the software plays an equally pivotal role. Ensure your device runs iOS 16.1 or later to capitalize on this feature. Preparation is synonymous with prevention. Before you plunge into remote landscapes, it's essential to prime your iPhone. iPhone SOS Medical ID. Your health is invaluable, and your iPhone acknowledges this. By creating a medical ID, you provide rescuers with vital medical information. Allergies, blood type, existing medical conditions, all this data can be instrumental in emergencies. Setting this up is straightforward. Dive into the Health app and fill in the necessary details. iPhone SOS Emergency Contacts. Your iPhone is prepared to shout for help, but whom should it call? Here's where emergency contacts come into play. Register the details of friends or family you'd want to be informed in a crisis. These contacts receive alerts when the SOS is activated, ensuring they're in the loop and prepared to rally resources or support. iPhone Emergency SOS Demo. Every tool, no matter how intuitive, benefits from a test run. Especially for such a critical feature, a trial is crucial. Venture into open spaces devoid of interference and trigger the demo. Doing so lets you acquaint yourself with the procedure, ensuring you don't fumble when seconds count. How to activate the iPhone Emergency SOS in remote areas. Facing an emergency can be overwhelming. The barrage of anxiety, panic, and fear can cloud judgment. Recognizing this, Apple ensures simplicity in activating the SOS. Your first action should be instinctual. Call 911 or the equivalent emergency service in your region. But the depth of remoteness might render this futile. If the call hangs in limbo, don't despair. Your iPhone, if within reach of a satellite, allows you to send texts, either through the designated emergency text via satellite feature or directly via the Messages app. It's crucial, though, to be precise. Distress situations demand clarity. On selecting Report Emergency, you're greeted with a streamlined interface that guides you to relay vital details about your predicament. Connecting to a satellite isn't always instantaneous. The environment, obstructions, or even your position can influence this. If you're nestled within dense foliage or surrounded by towering rock formations, the satellite signal might struggle. It's recommended, then, to seek open spaces. Position your iPhone so its top faces the vast sky, maximizing the chances of a satellite connection. What happens once the iPhone Emergency SOS is connected? The success of your Emergency SOS activation brings a cascade of actions that Apple's system undertakes to ensure your safety. One of the most crucial elements is the immediate sharing of critical information with emergency services. Medical ID, armed with details like allergies, medications, and blood type, rescue personnel can tailor their response to your specific needs, significantly reducing risks during rescue and immediate medical care. Emergency contact information. Knowing who to notify in the face of an emergency can bridge the gap between you and loved ones, ensuring they're alerted to the situation and can provide additional insights to rescue teams if needed. Location. This is particularly pivotal. With accurate geolocation data, including your elevation, search and rescue missions can be more targeted and efficient, speeding up response times. iPhone's battery level, a seemingly trivial detail, but in prolonged rescue operations, knowing how long they can maintain contact or track your phone can be a fundamental change for rescue teams. While the priority is to relay this information to official emergency channels, you also have the option to loop in your personal personal emergency contacts. By sharing the data sent to emergency services with them, you ensure that those closest to you are informed and can take measures, be it liaising with authorities or rallying for additional help. Emergency SOS via satellite and privacy concerns. In today's world, the boundary between essential information and privacy is increasingly important. Emergency SOS via satellite on the iPhone certainly raises such concerns. So, where does it stand? When you use the emergency SOS via satellite, Apple ensures your messages remain encrypted. Apple only decrypts the messages when passing them to the respective emergency service dispatchers or relay centers. Emergency centers and relay providers might retain any information you share to refine their services, complying with relevant laws. Using this feature means your location is shared with Apple and its partners, ensuring that emergency services can reach you swiftly. Always committed to privacy, Apple treats any collected data in line with its privacy policy. Users can be assured of the balance between immediate assistance and data security. When making calls or texts through emergency SOS via satellite, users must be on specific iOS versions, depending on the country or region. For instance, connecting to certain emergency numbers in countries like France, Germany, and Ireland requires iOS 16.2. Austria, Belgium, and several others need iOS 16.4. Emergency numbers vary across countries. For the US and Canada, it's 911. For Australia, 000. In France, you have numbers ranging from 112 to 196. The provision of these numbers can also depend on your cellular provider. The emergency SOS via satellite feature encompasses numerous regions and territories, including the archipelagos of Madeira, Corsica, the U.S. Virgin Islands. But beyond the technicalities, Apple's goal is clear: to empower users with a tool that can be a lifeline in emergencies, all while maintaining the sanctity of personal data. Limitations of the emergency SOS via satellite. The iPhone's emergency SOS via satellite sounds super neat, right? But like most things, it doesn't work everywhere or under every condition. Where and when it works. Currently, the SOS magic works in several countries, including Canada, the US, parts of Europe. But here's the catch: if you bought your iPhone in China, Hong Kong, or Macau and you're traveling, you can't use this feature. No bars. No problem. This feature needs places with no Wi-Fi or cell signal. Only then does it reach out to satellites. Some blind spots, planning a trek up in the far north, say, parts of Canada or Alaska. Satellite might give you the cold shoulder. Nature's mood. The satellite might struggle to get a signal if you're diving deep into thick woods or climbing high mountains. Battery life. SOS can be a battery guzzler, especially in weak signal areas. So, if you see your battery draining, be mindful. Knowledge is power, research is your best buddy. Know where you're heading and if you'll get coverage.